This is the Gospel of Luke 21 and verse 11. It reads, it says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, for Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Ba'Shem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew of the logical Holy tongue, and I say Barakathon to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akof, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the earthquakes in diverse places news updates as of April the 20th, 2026 on this Monday morning. So I'm going to play this video clip from MSC, NBC News, kind of slip of tongue words. NBC.News.com, updated on April the 20th, 2026 at 8:46 a.m. Eastern Time. And it says a major 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck off Japan's, prompting tsunami alerts. Residents of the area region were urged to stay away from the coastal areas, while tens of thousands of people were to go higher grounds.
News now from overseas. A magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck off the northeastern coast of Japan this morning, and it triggered a tsunami warning across the region. Several port towns which were hit hard by a massive earthquake and tsunami back in 2011. Those towns issued evacuation orders for tens of thousands of residents there. The bullet train service connecting Tokyo to eastern Japan has been suspended because of the earthquake. Video showing that train coming to a complete stop there, as you just saw. So far, though, no major structural damage or injuries have been reported.
And it says, what to know, a powerful quake struck off the northern Japan coast, measure a magnitude of a 7.7 by the Japan meteorological agencies. The tsunami warning, the earthquake prompted a tsunami warning. It says prompted a tsunami warning with waves up to 21 2.5 feet reported. Authorities have warned waves could reach as high as 10 feet, but no significant damages or injuries reported. Evacuations prompted. Residents of the area region were urged to stay away from coastal areas, while tens of thousands of people were to go to higher ground. Increased megaquake. Japan meteorology agencies issue a advisory for the quakes likely increase of a potential megaquake for the country's northern of the coming days. There were a 1% chance of a megaquake, prompting to a 0.1 chance during the normal times, officials say. Yeah, this is, I would say by far,
for the acute treatment of migraine with,
I would say by far, this is like the largest earthquake that they ever had since 2011. Hey, because 2011, that was a disaster in 2011. But this time around, it with no casualties. But this is like the largest earthquake, 7.7 over there in Japan. This is like the largest earthquake they had, the largest ever since 2011, which has been a long time ago. It says the nuclear plants unaffected. No abnormalities were reported at the Fukushima Daiichi Dani and the other nuclear plants there. Operator says that the UN nuclear watchdog said also been informed by Japan. No abnormalities at the nuclear facilities. No dangers to U.S. There is no tsunami expected in California, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, or the Canadian Providence or British U.S. National Tsunami Center says. So you had a major quake over there, Japan, because I had woke up this morning, I was like, wow, a major 7.7 earthquake over there. And then I believe it had like the aftershock of a 5.6 after that major quake hit over there. Check out the latest. This is from the earthquake.USGS.Gov, the latest earthquakes. And at 5.1, I would say 2 aftershocks. It was a 5.6 earthquake and at 5.1 and another 5.1 after that major 7.7 earthquake hit over there in Japan. It says a 4.6 earthquake over there in the Philippines, 4.5 earthquake Japan, 2.7 earthquake in Petro, California, 5.0 earthquake in Yamada, Japan, 4.7 earthquake in Petro, California, 4.7 earthquake in Alaska, 5.1 earthquake in Japan, 5.6 earthquake, right, just like I mentioned, that 7.7 earthquake, that large earthquake over there in Japan, 2.6 earthquake in Silver Springs, Nevada. And that was I believe that was the same area last week that got hit by a 5.7 earthquake over there in Springs, Nevada. Most likely that's the aftershock of it. 5.1 earthquake in the Kermadec Islands, 2.5 earthquake in Petro, Tennessee, 5.2 earthquake in Timor-Leste, 2.7 earthquake in Puerto Rico, 4.7 earthquake in Papua New Guinea, 5.4. Right, so those was the latest earthquakes as of April 20th, 2025. And then, especially with that large earthquake hit over there in Japan, that was a 7.7 earthquake. And then it was like about 4 or 5 aftershocks of it. And this was the largest earthquake that they had ever since 2011. Despite the fact this time no casualties were reported. But this was the largest earthquake that ever hit since 2011. So you had a major 7.7 earthquake over there in Japan. Get back to that Luke 21 verse 11. This is the gospel. This is the gospel of Luke 21 verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Right, so Yahushua said in the red letter in the gospel Luke 21 verse 11, that was going to be an uptick of great earthquakes in diverse places. And that was a prime example of that major 7.7 earthquake hit over there in Japan as of April 20th, 2026. So we definitely going to be seeing more continued uptick of great earthquakes in various places and great earthquakes in diverse places. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall be from heaven. And this is the book of Psalms 18 verse 7, because we know the Heavenly Father, He's a righteous balance power. Psalms 18 verse 7, then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also the hills moved with shaking because of wrath. Right, because the Heavenly Fathers are angry at the wicked every day, because He visits the earth. Heavenly Father visits the earth justly with these with these weather events, especially with the shakings, with these earthquakes. This is Isaiah chapter 29 verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and storms and tempests and flame of fire. Right, so the prophet Isaiah mentioned that the Yahweh of hosts, which the Heavenly Father, is going to visit the earth with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and storms and tempests and the flame of fire. And this is the book of 2nd Ezra. Because the prophet Ezra, he had mentioned that the Heavenly Father is going to visit this earth as well too. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 2. Then thou shalt understand it is a very same time where in the highest, which the Heavenly Father Yahweh will begin to visit the world which He made. Right, so we start to see the Heavenly Father start to increasing more and more visit this earth which He made. It's like that major 7.7 earthquake over there in Japan today that He visited with the earthquake. 2nd Ezra 9 verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, uproars of people world, right? So more increasing earthquakes and uproars of people world, as Prophet Ezra has mentioned. And this is the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, in verse 7. This is the Gospel of Matthew, 24 verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, so right along with the earthquakes in diverse places, you're going to see the famines and pestilence and fearful sights I mean, right along with that, you're going to see the famines and pestilence. And then definitely, of course, with the earthquakes in diverse places. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying of this recent news article. Hopefully this was edifying of this sit-down lesson of the earthquakes in diverse places news updates as of May the 20th, 2026 on this Monday morning. So as I mentioned again, this was just a quick sit-down lesson of the earthquakes in diverse places news updates as of April the 20th, 2026 on this Monday morning. And as you see earlier this morning, you had a major 7.7 earthquake off Japan, prompting a tsunami alert. So we're definitely going to be seeing more and more uptick of great earthquakes in diverse places, as the Gospel of Luke 21, verse 11 shows, as Yahweh mentioned in red letter of the Holy Bible. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wakakodash, Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf. Until next time, I would say Shalom.